What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 54 Yards, Season 5, Episode 4? 5?
Yeah, it's episode 5, I think,
5?
I believe,
I believe so.
of this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's episode 5.
Hey, man.
No, episode 4.
4?
Episode 4.
I think
Yeah.
by the end of this week, well, this weekend is week 0. So,
Yep.
we've made it all the way to week 0. I know it's not like some of the best games, but we have some good games on there. We have a team that's playing this weekend that is also in this conference. I think a couple teams in this conference that we're talking about today play this weekend. And then FCS also starts on Thursday.
Yeah, FCS and D2 starts on Thursday. Sorry, I was rubbing my hands together because I got Jonathan Hatton. He came through in the waivers.
So you can go and post your tweet.
Yeah, let's go. But no, yeah, I mean, we got FCS this week, D2 this week, week 0, of course. I'm excited. I'm actually going to be watching some of the FCS games on Thursday because why not? D2 games as well. But yeah, it's a Big 12 preview, man. Before we jump into everything, this episode is brought to you by Novig, the sports betting app built for smarter, sharper wagers. If you're ready to take your sports betting game to the next level, download Novig today. And for all-time first-time users, use the code OPM as sign-up to get $25 added onto your first deposit up to $100. That's code OPM. Bet smarter with Novig. So if you guys, you know what I'm saying, you see a couple things you like this weekend, go ahead and use our promo code. Get on there. You find most of your sports betting odds. I think they'll have player props. They're probably just waiting to the last minute because it's, the start of the year. But any traditional game line should be on there for you guys. But yeah, man, super excited. I mean, it's been a while since we've recorded, a little over a week. So we apologize for that. But you guys, there's been some stuff happening in Texas, some stuff happening for Oklahoma as well. So we're gonna, obviously give you guys a quick little update because fall camp actually ended.
This time I'm gonna go first because it's probably. I don't know if it'll be as long as yours. I mean, yes and no. It's just more like elephants in the room for us. Like, I feel like scrimmages and practices didn't get covered so much just because of what has kind of been happening. I mean, you got not Tyler Atkinson. Anthony Smith, no longer with the team. Then you have the whole Arch thing. And then you have Goosby. So, like, I feel like we've had a lot of big things happen that don't have to do with, like, how good practice is going or how good the scrimmages went or whatever. Because everybody wants to talk about X, Y, and Z. And, I mean, I think the main things are probably being Arch. Just I guess just kind of being just not being able to make the reads or just kind of behind everything. I mean, obviously, like I've said in the podcast before, it's funny because actually I saw somebody tweet that at CJ Vogel, but CJ Vogel was like, yeah, but I'd still like to hear him completing passes, which is true. But I mean, you could look at it, a few ways. You can look at it, wow, he sucks, or is our defense that good? I mean, we've heard a lot of great things about our defense. So, like, could it be our defense? Is our defense that good to where he is struggling? And I feel like we just have a lot of, and by all means, I'm not making excuses because at the end of the day, you are the quarterback and you are a highly touted quarterback, so you should make the completions no matter what. But when you have so many pieces interchanging, just because we have so many different offensive weapons, I feel like that kind of does mess up with timing a little bit, especially if like guys are like new in the system. But again, you're the quarterback, you're getting paid a lot of money, and you're a perfect rated quarterback. Like, you should make these passes regardless. So I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt. Hey, man, it is what it is. But come a week from now, that's where I want to see the completed passes. I don't care if he doesn't complete a pass in goddamn practice. If he completes it in the game and we win, that's what I care about. I'll say it again. But yeah, I think that's kind of been the elephant in the room with us, is just the whole Stark saga. I mean, the whole Arch Manning saga thing and how he's digressed and whatnot, or he's not as good as everybody thought he was going to be, all this and that. At the end of the day, it's practice, man. when the live bullets fire, that's when I'm like, all right, what's going on? But also in the midst of that, you have Bell. Heard great things about him. That he's kind of wowing everybody over there, and he looks like things keep going the way they're going. He could start next season. I don't know, but
Yeah.
we might get see him this year with some PT with these early games.
Yeah, he might play this game, first one at some point, maybe.
Hopefully. Yeah. So a lot of people like a lot of people like his arm. He has a really good arm. Cam and I have gotten the opportunity to see him throw in person. Kid's got it. Kid's great. You could just kind of tell that he's like when with any sport or like even in high school, you're like, yo, that kid's good. Oh wow, that kid's really good. Oh, that kid is great. And the different tiers, even at the Elite 11, like he was at that tier above. Like that's who he was. Like you could just tell the difference, not in difference mechanics, the way the ball looked, the way he threw, the way he made his reads. Like you could just tell it's just a night and day difference. But yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about him. And the other one, Ty Anthony Smith, no longer with the team. I think that boy is just running from some competition, man. I'll be honest with you.
Nah. They said he had the flu, though.
Hey, man, you got to say what you got to say.
Saying, bro.
You got to say what you got to say. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's what they were saying.
You got to say what you got to say.
That boy had the flu, man.
Hey, man. Like I told you, man, BV ain't going to go up there and say, hey, yeah, this guy's just trying to actively quit on us. We're trying to keep him, do everything we can to keep, And be like, oh, yeah. Say some BS, people happy, get off people's minds a little bit. But luckily for Sark, a lot of people were out that day, so it kind of made sense. I was like, but no, sounds like he's running for competition, man. We brought in, a good linebacker, and then we recruited an amazing linebacker. So like, hey, man. But like I said, also kind of how we were talking off camera, like just because you didn't play or you aren't going to play as much, like you're either probably still going to get drafted or it'd be like Jaden Ott where like you didn't play at all, but you still you still signed.
Yeah. And I think he's got good enough tape. The problem is I look at it as like the linebacker depth was already pretty thin at Texas, like in general. And then now that, with him leaving, I saw a report that Jordan Johnson Rubel, the safety or DB y'all had, apparently he might be moving to linebacker. And it's like, clearly, if they're doing that, they needed you there. You were going to play. You might have not got the snaps you were going to get. But, look at Owen Heineke last year. I think he's a prime example. Not to talk too much about Oklahoma, but, the dude literally came in as a walk-on that played lacrosse, ended up having a crazy season last year, was projected to have an early day 3 grade, going round 4 and 5, killed it at the combine. Grateful for us, he ended up coming back, but the dude didn't even start last year outside of a handful of games and was still probably going to get drafted, so when you're playing in the SEC and in this conference, and if you just put up good tape, like,
and he has.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're going to get drafted. Even right now, Jacoby Johnson, he's probably not going to start at corner for Oklahoma. He's been there, this will be his 3rd or 4th year, but like they're still talking about him getting drafted, and he never started in college just because of the tape. And
also the way
measurables.
Ethan Burke.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like there's people that, you don't have to. If you're at the top of the top schools, the teams that recruit consistently at the top 15 every year, and if you're just making plays and impacting, you can get drafted. It's the NFL, right? Like it's a 53-man roster too. So the more you can do, the better chances of getting drafted anyway. You know? So but yeah, no, I thought that was just tough. Everyone's kind of been, it's, we like to say it's talking season, right? Like that's all we can do right now. There's no games being played. Everyone's going to overreact either to a crazy catch by Cam Coleman or to reports coming out from, Texas beat writers saying that Arch is struggling in practice and things like that. And, something I wanted to speak on for this real quick was, at the end of the day, I told Carlos this all the time when I was in fall camp in college. You, as a defense, should be ahead of the offense no matter what, at least majority of camp. The offense isn't scheming you up. They're not trying to, score on you guys. They're just trying to run their offense. And as a defensive, player or team, You understand exactly what they're trying to do to you because you've been practicing against it nonstop, and you know your teammates' tendencies, right? You know what a receiver likes to do. You know how they like to run their routes. You know how QBs like to attack you. You know things like that. So I don't look too much into a quarterback struggling with the offense or with the defense, especially as good as we think Texas defense is going to be. What you really want to see in fall camp is both teams punching back. You want to hear offense had a great day, and then the defense had a great day the next day. And you kind of want to just have some back and forth like that. That's what you really want to look for. And I think that's kind of what you've heard from Texas is like the offense has struggled, but they've also had their moments, and
Yep.
the defense should be ahead of schedule. So,
Yeah. And then, not lastly, but I guess speaking on the offensive side, I mean, you've heard great things about Jermaine Bishop too, and I think Des Bryant actually said he was going to be a problem, and he's kind of been known to like call receivers,
like call stuff early.
yeah, like call stuff
Yeah.
early, and like, oh yeah, he was right. But I mean, we knew that he was going to be an issue. It was just a matter of getting him on the field. And I'm excited to see him play. You know, I think we've been excited for a while now. So
I tried to pick him up in this too.
yeah,
I was like, damn,
yeah.
he's gone.
We're excited to see him play. So I think he's gonna make some magic happen out there. And then last but not least, Trevor Goosby. You know, he had like a knee injury, non-contact injury, which for a bruise is kind of weird. So I figured that he had to have heard it before, and then it just kind of got tweaked up when he was doing like a drill or something, you know. It's not as severe as thoughts were originally. He's probably going to be back either. I would say he's going to be back with Ohio State. I don't think they play him against Texas State. They might, maybe like a drive or two, maybe like a half or a quarter, just to like maybe get him in there. But I think he comes back to Ohio State. He was supposed to be out 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 weeks or something like that, or 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And that's like around when we start the season. So, but you know, Kojo has been making a big name for himself. He played a little bit last year, but they said he's kind of filling the shoes good this year. And then I think that's probably the biggest difference this year than last year is our depth in the linemen. So not too worried about that this year. Last year, I'm like, damn, Goosby's out. We're cooked. That's our saving grace. And he's out. We're cooked.
Literally.
But this year, you know, we actually got to fill some spots. So if somebody gets hurt, it's next man up, and they should be, you know, just as good.
Yeah, no, 100%. Dude, it's crazy. I'm like going through the outline. I was like, it's been a while literally since we
Yeah.
recorded. I was like, we didn't talk about the AP poll or anything, which we won't go too in depth on that. We'll just kind of talk about where our teams are at and things like that. But no, we're like what Carlos has been saying. I mean, you know, we live here in Austin. We're actually really good friends, you know, and colleagues with some of the beat writers. You know, shout out CJ Vogel, shout out Corey Moser. Like, we got some guys that are, you know, really in tune with the Longhorns, and we were able to, you know, see their stuff and kind of see the news. So, it's pretty cool. Like, even though I'm a Sooner fan, just being able to still like see that or like show Carlos and like, you know, CJ's tweet has the most engagement, you know, for the Texas news or things like that. But going kind of piggybacking off what Carlos said on the injury side for offensive linemen, I'm going to start it real quick with Jake Michaela. Ended up hurting his knee in practice, but you know, word on the street is he's potential to, you know, maybe be back by the Michigan game. Hopefully, we'll see. You know, hopefully he you know, comes back and we're able to use him. But if not, you know, Ryan Foje, I've heard he's been, you know, playing at center a lot, and Noah Best, who everyone's really high on. I mean, the kid's only a 3-star from Midlothian, Texas. I was actually talking to my dad about it, but apparently he's like a beast, like a real beast. And you know, they're not hoping he has to play right now, but they're not, you know, worst case, if he does, they feel pretty good about it. I do think he's better at guard. But shout out to Ryan Foje. I mean, me and Carlos also met him a couple years ago. Like the fact that he's been moving from tackle to guard to center, and actually just, you know, showing his willingness to play those positions, I think is not only going to be good for him, but also you want to get your 5 best linemen on the field. But at the same time, like with Foje, I think with him, you show the NFL that you can play multiple positions. And I said it earlier, in the 53-man league, if you can get drafted as a lineman and play every spot on the offensive line, your chances of making the roster and playing in the NFL for a long time are high. Maybe you don't get paid enough because you're not a specialist, but at the end of the day, like I think that's really good. That's going to bode well for him. Apparently wide receivers have been all on top of it. Trell Harris has, came back in from his hamstring injury. He's been popping off. And Parker Livingston apparently had his best week at camp last week, so we'll see. And then Elijah Thomas and Manny Choice, right? The two younger guys. Really high on Elijah Thomas. I'm super excited for him. Another player tried to get in this damn league, but someone already got him. But yeah, it's just it's good to hear that because we knew about Satenga, we knew about Trell Harris, he was hurt, but like we knew those were going to probably be the two guys. I've been telling Carlos that Parker might not start. He may start. It's still looking like he's still probably going to at least be the number 3 guy, but Elijah Thomas has really pushed him hard this camp, which is what you want to hear. You want to hear some development from the younger guys, not making it easy. And speaking about some more younger guys, Jonathan Hatton, had a concussion early on in camp, ended up coming back, and there's a big buzz around him. We're really excited about him. They think he should be a starter at some point this season, depending on the running backs. And it just adds a lot of depth, I think, to the running back room because Torrey's been hurt all spring. We should potentially get him back. That Lloyd Avant kid we got from Colorado State, I don't think anyone expected him to be as good as he's been early. And he's projected to be the number 1 guy against UTEP week 1 with Xavier. But, hearing that we have, 3 solid backs right now, and then when Torrey gets back, 4, and then you're high on DeZeph Walker, the other freshman that came in, like just to hear that we have Andy Bass, the walk-on, to hear we have like 4 to 6 running backs that could all, contribute at least, makes me feel really good about the room in general. I'm excited to just see what it looks like, how much it helps Mateer being able to run the football more and things like that. So with that being said, we're going to get into the AP top 25 preseason poll real quick. We're not going to really go over the teams too much just because it's been out for a while. It doesn't matter. We're going to have to have games being played. But wanted to start it off. Carlos, Texas is at number 5. How do you feel about that? Is that too high? Is exactly right?
Winning games, man. I mean,
Just win the games.
1 through 5, 6.
1 through 6.
1 through 5, I could say could have a shot at number 1. They're all kind of interchangeable.
What's crazy is Texas and Georgia to receive no first place votes, which is crazy because like the way the media has been talking about Texas, you would think they would at least receive 1. So the fact they didn't receive any is kind of interesting to me. But I mean, Miami even received 1.
Yeah, Notre Dame.
It's like Notre Dame. I mean, I understand why Notre Dame received them, but like no Texas or Georgia, they can't get 1. That's a little wild.
Especially Georgia. They're projected to win the SEC.
Yeah, and it's like until they lose, like, what are we to argue about? At the end of the day, like, even though Georgia hasn't been good in the playoffs recently, like they've still won the SEC back-to-back seasons. So it's not like they aren't taking care of their business in the regular season. But yeah, I mean the poll is interesting, right? Oklahoma, we're at number 10. I like this spot. It's not too low, not too high. I think it's just right. I could see us being better. I think we're better than Ole Miss and A&M. Then after that, you can have an argument for the other teams, but I do like us over those teams, and we got to see those teams this year, so we can really prove it on the field. But yeah, I'm excited. I like where we sit. Week 2, God willing, no teams lose. But Texas plays Texas and Ohio State will be 1 versus 5. Top 5 matchup here in Austin week 2, and then we'll play in Ann Arbor.
What was the last year? 1 and 2?
Last year was 1 and 2, yeah. And then this year is 1 and 5. And then last year with Michigan and us, I think they were 14, we were 18. So I'm hoping
wait for y'all to lose, man.
Anyways, bro, I'm not concerned, bro. Well, we're gonna be nasty. That's all I'll say. Please,
y'all lose in the big house, man. Hey,
please, bro. Please. I'm not gonna say too much, bro, but just know. Just know.
Hey, the good thing is if you do lose, you lose early. You know what I'm saying?
If you want to sprinkle plus 17 on there.
Plus 17?
Be my guess.
Y'all think you're gonna win by 18 at least? Well, I guess 17 at least.
We'll
but
see. I'm not gonna say too much, but I can see us winning by 2 scores for sure.
2 scores and 17 is a big difference.
Could be 3 scores. Yeah, that's 3 scores. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Man. We'll see. We'll see.
You think y'all are gonna win by 3 scores?
Be honest.
Yeah, 3 scores.
I'm gonna say I can see us winning by 14 plus. Like I feel good about that. Now 17 would be nuts, but I also wouldn't be surprised either. If we're gonna be as good as I think we are, which I think we're gonna be really good. And just from a matchup standpoint, I just don't think they match up well with us at all. Like what they want to do is not gonna threaten Brent at all. So like, and they just got too much new coach. Like I just don't. You know what I mean? I don't think they're gonna be bad by any means. Which we'll get to this. We got a while.
I mean, we beat them by a lot too. So
that's what I'm saying. And we'll see. And we took one of their best defensive players. Yeah. So we'll see.
We beat them 31-12.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but real quick before we get into. What's it looking like?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Don't worry about what I'm doing, man. Go over there.
Yeah, I'm betting $100 on Texas money line.
For what?
State. Just cause. Just in case.
Sometimes we just shouldn't have betting apps.
But on 2026 preseason true freshman All-American segment. We got a nice graphic. It actually just came out today, so shout out to that. But wanted to highlight 2 names. Texas has 2. Jermaine Bishop, Tyler Atkinson. Tyler Atkinson's one of the he's one of the linebackers that came in. That is probably why old boy ended up leaving the team. But he's on here, right? Jermaine Bishop is on here as well. And then you got Faison Brandon, who was just named the starter at Tennessee, which. Interesting. Tennessee and Alabama will both have young starters this year. So week 4 when Texas plays at Tennessee, they'll be going against a true freshman. So you should like that at least in your favor. But Savion Hitter, who we also play week 2,
which we also got to see him at the All-American game as well. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we did. We definitely saw Chris Henry Jr. as well.
Yeah. Or and, we saw him, maybe not at. We saw him somewhere. Faison. We saw him somewhere. Maybe it wasn't All-American. It was somewhere. Maybe Elite.
No, 11. I think it was at the first one, the one before last year.
I think it was
when they first had juniors play.
That's what I think it was because he was wearing the Davy Crockett hat.
Yes. So,
you're not high on Chris Henry Jr.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, at Ohio State, they're saying he's nice. So. We'll see. I mean, him and Brock Boyd, that freshman they got from South Lake Carroll. I mean, apparently they're both demons. So we'll see. Got some linemen on here: Jackson Cantwell, Cody Green, Kike Helton, Kevin Brown. Kike Helton, I've heard good things by him. Shout out Brooks Austin. They said that dude's elite right now. Potentially started at Georgia as a true freshman. Olivier Miller, Luke Waffle, who I really wanted OU to get, ended up losing that recruiting battle to USC. That's an old. That's a BV player. He might be USC's best player right now on defense, which is not. I mean, he was a 5-star, but that's kind of crazy to say because it is USC at the end of the day. Zion Ely, Deuce Gerald's, Carl's knows about him. Ended up losing out on the recruiting battle to LSU. Richard Anderson. So it looks like LSU has 2 defensive linemen on here. That are probably, I guess, going to play a lot. Xavier Gerson, Tyler Atkinson, Jay Timmons, Xavion Current, JJ Dunigan, Matt Sieg, and Jaron Jones wrap up the list. So it's good to see Carl's team with two people on here. Like I said, I think Jonathan Hatton could probably make it on this list for Oklahoma, but I'm also not mad at it. I don't know why they don't have 2 running backs on this list. They just have 1. I feel like you should have 2. But all in all,
I mean, who else would
solid
be?
List. Probably him. I mean, I'm just thinking
who else?
I don't know who else is true freshman running
I
backs
guess
outside of him.
Derek Cooper, but I guess it seems like he's not going to play.
Yeah, maybe not a lot. I don't know. It's interesting, but yeah, man, we'll see. This list always changes, right? There's always people on here who don't finish the year. It's a preseason, prediction for a reason. Now we're on to the Big 12 media days, but before we get into that, I wanted to talk to Carlos real quick about this nonsense going on.
Nonsense.
Actually, no, we can say that to the end. It looks like it's on the end. I didn't know if it was on the actual sheets. So we'll get to that at the end. We'll get to that at the end. But on the Big 12 media days, one, shout out to Monster Energy for getting their nice little deal. Yes, sir. They got the little patches on the field. They got it on the jersey as well. But we're looking at the rankings. Texas Tech finishes first with 254 points, 14 first place votes. BYU comes in at second with 239 points and 2 first place votes. Nobody else has first place votes. There's a drop off from 239 for BYU all the way down to 207 with Arizona and Houston tied for third, and then Utah at 198, and then TCU at 166. Arizona State at 161, K-State at 158, Oklahoma State at 124. And the reason I named those teams off is because they're all relatively close to each other. And then there's a drop off from Baylor with 88 all the way down to Iowa State at 26. So right now, and we just talked about gambling, you want to get on Novig, look at some futures. I would look at that Oklahoma State. I would maybe potentially sprinkle that because, like me and Carlos have said, we think they're going to be pretty good this year. And the fact that they're projected to finish 9th in conference, I think you can, have a little come up there. So all this tells us really is that Texas Tech, but I saw a graphic that came out the other day. It was like Big 12 blue chippers or whatever. Bro, it's literally 1 to 10 Tech players. 5 stars, 4 stars. It's crazy. It's just crazy that like that's the landscape we're in now, where Tech is running recruiting there. Like I'm really surprised like that TCU isn't doing a little bit more in the recruiting landscape, and even like a Houston.
Well, Houston, they're doing better.
Yeah, they just got Keyshawn Henderson.
They did, and then they're ranked 23. I mean, we're talking about the University of Houston. Like they're before the season starts, they're in the top 25. They got Connor Wegner from A&M. They had a better season last year. They made a bowl game. Yeah,
they won 11 games. Or 10.
Something like that. And then they had that running back that was nice. But when you have
coach too.
Yeah, when you have 2 5-star, I think Connor Wegman was a 5-star. But when you have 2 5-star quarterbacks, it helps. But they're making some noise, man. I mean, I don't know if you want to count them as a dark horse just because they're in the top 25, but
no, I think they would be a team that you could maybe like bet on that has a little bit of value. Because I mean, I think I pitted on like a dark horse prediction that I think they can win the Big 12 or maybe even make the playoff, outside.
I mean, besides BYU and Tech, I feel like it's just like everything after that's kind of like open. Like anybody can get that third spot.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. The odds go from Tech is at minus 115, then BYU second at plus 550
to win.
And then yes, and then the next Houston is at plus 1550, Oklahoma State plus 2900. So it's like, but I just don't think those their odds look crazy, but I don't think it's that crazy to say those teams could win. I mean, look at Tech's quarterback situation.
I mean,
we're about to get on. Their roster is the best, but if Will Hammond if he gets hurt again,
yeah, but that defense is good enough to where nobody should.
And their running backs are crazy.
Yeah,
the 3-headed monster there.
I don't. It's not, I guess, quote unquote crazy, but it's a far feat. I will say that.
Yeah, and if they get Thomas Castellanos, then
I mean he's not that good.
I mean
that boy quit on his team.
He quit on his team. He did, but he's a good insurance.
He quit on his team.
You could bring him in and have him kind of play sparingly, maybe a little receiver, maybe kind of gadget stuff. And then if something happened to Will Hammond, you're like, well, this guy started in the ACC for 3 seasons or 4, whatever it is. He can play here. So, but yeah, I mean, going on to the contenders, right? Texas Tech, defending Big 12 champion, overwhelming number 1. Will Hammond was pretty good last year, but he ended up tearing his ACL. You guys all know about the Swordsby stuff. Sorry we missed that this season. We'll be better in the off season. But the Swordsby stuff happened. And apparently they're trying to get Thomas Castellanos going through some compliance. Texas Tech and LSU are both schools who do not care about what the public's perception is. They just going to do whatever it takes. And honestly, I respect them for it because they just don't care. They are who they are. So, there's some couple questions. Would you start Hammond or Castellanos? Like I kind of mentioned this earlier. I would go with Hammond, just long term. But I think, like I said,
you recruited him, and then you've seen Tommy play, bro. Like it's nothing crazy.
No,
like he didn't do anything at Boston College. He didn't do anything at Florida State. I guess beat Bama, but like after that, look what happened.
Yeah, and it's like
lost to Stanford. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yes, and like he almost beat Notre Dame that one game at. He almost beat Florida State too when he was at Boston College. It was the year they went undefeated. Because that's when I think that's when we were.
I was like week 2 or week 3.
Yeah, we were like, oh, this dude's pretty good. Whoever.
And then he quit on his team.
Yeah, but BYU. Hey, listen, man. Me and Carlos get down with the BYU.
What does Drake say? Mid, skip.
So we're not gonna touch on them too much, bro. I mean,
I will say LJ Martin is nice. I will say that.
No, he's
the running
nice
back.
And their QB is okay. The dude wears number 47, so you just cannot be nice wearing that. I know he probably has his reasons, so I'm sorry if I'm being insensitive. But
that is still ugly at quarterback.
This is not okay.
In any position, that is ugly. 47 is just ugly.
That's like a linebacker or like a
not even, bro.
A fullback number.
That number is ugly.
Punter. That's a punter number.
That number is ugly.
That's a punter number.
Looking at 47 on a jersey is just horrid.
That it is horrid.
47, bro.
But yeah, I mean Arizona, Noah Fafita. I think a lot of people are high on Arizona just because he's been a QB for a long time there. Tied for
what
third.
Year is this?
This will be his 5th year, pretty sure.
That's what I thought.
I mean, he was a true freshman the year he played Jay, and Jay was a redshirt.
It's been a minute.
So he's been in college for a while.
I feel like he's progressed through the years.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that, when you're not throwing a Tet McMillan, that definitely can change some things. And then when your coach also goes to Washington as well, Jed Fish left as well, that can also change some things. But this might be a good year for Arizona. I feel like they're one of those teams where every blue moon they have a team that can maybe do something, and maybe this is the year. I mean, the people say they're kind of high on them. We kind of talked about Houston a little earlier. Like I said, we think it's a good team, a good roster. I think they play Tech pretty early. I think it's like week 3. So that'll be kind of, if they do play them at week 3, that'll be kind of like an early sign of like maybe the outlook for both teams. Maybe they'll see each other again, but it'll be a massive game early for both teams. Kind of determine outlook of the season. The Utah at 5. I mean, what's his name? Whittingham? Is that the coach's name that went to Michigan? Kyle Whittingham. Yeah, he left Utah after being there for so long.
He retired.
Yes, retired. It was a mutual thing, allegedly. He retired. Michigan job came available. When you're that good of a coach and did what you did at Utah, you can't really say no. Took the job. But Utah, Devin Dampierre is still there. This is the Morgan Scally era, who I think was a coach under Kyle. So we should know at the end of the day. I don't think the landscape of this team's going to change. We know they're going to play good defense. We know they're going to run the football. We know they're going to be talented, well coached. It'll be hard to play there. So I think I like them at 5 as well. And the TCU, a team we see this weekend. I'm actually excited to watch them play. They're projected to be 6, and they're in the top half of the poll of the Big 12 polls. They actually had a safety that got dismissed. That Jacob Fields. I don't know if you saw that, Carlos, but apparently
that boy got beat.
Yeah, there's an altercation in the locker room between a receiver and a DB, and it was so bad that they had to dismiss a starting safety. And I was telling the grapevine, I was like, listen, man, not like fights don't happen in the locker room. That's not an uncommon thing. However, for a player to get dismissed, because most of the time the coaches know about all this. They keep it under wraps. It is what it is. It's a bunch of, men with some testosterone. hitting each other, getting mad and competing. But for a player to get dismissed, it must have been some crazy. He must have got beat for real. It must have not been good. And prayers to his family and prayers to Jacob's family and him as well for getting dismissed and whatever the situation was. But yeah, if you're getting dismissed for getting into fights in the locker room, it had been bad. That's all I'll say. But TCU, I mean, like we said, they've kind of been an interesting school since the Natty run. You know, they've haven't really been back to that level since then. Like they haven't been in the Big Ten.
Year one under Sonny Dykes?
Yeah, it was year one, and it was with all of Gary Patterson's players. You know, so since that, and he got that extension and things like that. So, yep, yeah. So this will be going into what, year 4 for Sonny Dykes? Year 5? So we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. I mean, TCU is going to always have good players. They're going to always be a decent team, but we'll see if they can get back.
Be interesting now since SMU, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know why I just thought about that. But
no, I mean, that does
recruiting
matter,
purposes,
though.
like, you know.
Yeah. Because you see SMU starting to open up their checkbook, and they've made to the playoffs so far.
TCU got money.
Yeah, and that's why I'm surprised they're not near the tech of spending. And I think honestly, if you see another school in Texas, because we talked about this when Texas and A&M left, who was going to be that next team? We kind of did say Tech early, but like in my mind, I do think it should be really TCU. I think they should be up there with Tech, if not better, with the alumni they have. They have oil people as well. Like, I think they should be spending more, and I think they're probably going to need to do that at some point if Tech keeps doing what they're doing. Because at the end of the day, like, you can't be second fiddle to them in the Big 12 in the conference, because the talent drop off is starting. It's already in what, 2 years of Cody Campbell spending this money. It's already kind of dropped off a lot. I feel like how much talent Tech has compared to the rest of the league. So yeah. And then, a couple 3 dark horses: Arizona State, K-State, Oklahoma State, all schools with questions. Arizona State lost their starter, Sam. And we like Kenny. We like Kenny Dillingham. We think he's a good coach, but we'll see how it looks this year, right? Obviously, they had that playoff run a couple years ago. Almost beat Texas last year. Kind of had some injury problems.
Disgusting. They play A&M, then they go to London for a game. Oh, it pissed me off.
That's actually disgusting. See, and why are we doing that, bro?
So, if you're gonna do that, like, make a game 1.
Why are we having a Big 12 game in
Kansas of all teams?
It's like they're just dumb. It's college. Like the NFL, okay, whatever. Like we said, professional sports, but this is college, man.
I mean, where do you draw the line at professional though? Because you're getting paid a lot of money.
You're right. However, I do think the fandom for like having these, because think about it like this: the students, right? Like these students aren't going to London to watch this game. Like,
no, but I don't think we've had this argument in the past. I don't think the purpose of it is for them to go.
No,
I think
it's not.
it's to grow the sport.
It takes away from the college aspect, though. Like,
for sure,
but you
can look at it double. You can look at it 2 ways. You know, you can look at takes away that. But your team also gets to go and travel to London. Like,
there's also people.
Shout out to Motherland.
This guy. There's also people though that, like we said earlier in the past episodes, that literally don't make a lot of money, and this is what they spend their money on is football during the football season, and they save all year for these games, to travel for this, and they're expecting to. But maybe we just got to drive.
If the NFL never did that, and college never started going to Ireland, like y'all might have never got that player from. What was he? London?
Who?
Didn't y'all get some linemen from London?
Daniel Akinkumi, but he hasn't played yet, and I don't know if he will.
Well, I mean, he's probably set back just because obviously the main sport over there is soccer, and having to find good coaches or good people to go against, good talent is probably rare in itself. So he's probably sit back when he came over here. But the more you go over there, the more I feel like it becomes more and more popular. And hey, football could become a world. I mean, hey, I said, who was it? That A&M quarterback that's out there in Germany playing football? Like, it's becoming more and more popular. So, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's like you make them play a big game in A&M, and then you go to play your conference game in London.
Yeah, it sucks.
I would want a non-conference if I'm doing that.
And that's literally what we talked, or what we're basically talking about right now is their brutal early travel schedule. Like, I mean, that's just tough, right? You play A&M and then playing in Kansas, like that could derail your season. Like, we don't know. I don't think Kansas is going to be that good, but it's a good. Les Leipold's a good coach. Like they lost a lot of players, but they're going to be scrappy. I don't think they're gonna. If they're going to lose because of talent, I don't think it'll be because of coaching. So, that takes us to another Kansas school, A-State, and you kind of and A&M kind of a little relation here. Colin Klein was just the OC there last couple of seasons. He was also, a problem when he was a player at K-State. He was really good there. Now it's just interesting because K-State, we've always kind of just looked at them and penciled them in as like kind of a big dog in the Big 12, even when Oklahoma and Texas were running things. Like they've always kind of just been up there with us. But now we see them at 8, right? With Avery Johnson going in his 3rd year as a starter. Will Colin Klein like help them? I don't know. It'll be his first time being a head coach. Me and Carlos aren't too fond on him as a play caller, but maybe in this league he can do more with his ability to call plays and just kind of the teams are playing every week in and week out. But yeah, I'm curious to see what they're gonna do this year. I feel like they could be really good or just kind of be average. I don't know.
I mean,
I guess
I didn't think he was a good play caller, so I don't think he'd be that good of a head coach, but we'll see. I mean, he has, again, his type of quarterback to, like, run
and he
his
can literally,
offense.
he can show, like, I did this, like, you can do this.
Yeah, he has, like, his style of quarterback to run his offense, but we'll just have to see. I mean, I'm not big on it, but we'll see. Number 8. I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, I mean,
because you're like the last of the
you're like the last of
teams,
the top half. Yeah,
I guess. Because then you can start getting to Oklahoma State, and we saw how they were last year, and they have a whole new roster. So like you're like the last of like
the least amount of question marks, I would say. Yeah, and then Oklahoma State, right? They have a ton of question marks, but they brought in my opinion, top 3 receiver, QB, and running back in the conference. Like I think all 3 of those guys are at least top 3 in the league. So I'm excited to see them play. I mean, me and Carl's been talking about Oklahoma State. I'm kind of on the Oklahoma State train. I think their win loss was like 5.5 or 6.5, and now it's like going up. Like I mean, I'd even look at that number at 8 wins, 9 wins. I think they're going to be a really good team. I don't think they beat Oregon week 2, but I do think it's a sneaky game. It's a sneaky game, bro. I mean, Oregon's they have to come to Stillwater. Like, bro, it is not easy to
going to Stillwater, huh?
Yeah, bro. Not like that. Y'all know more than us, but
y'all know about going to Stillwater.
Nah, y'all know more than us. That's all I'll
just saying, man. Last time we played them versus the last time y'all played them.
Yeah, last time y'all played there, y'all literally lost.
Played them.
Yes, fair. But that was a game that Quinn played, like, you know what I'm saying, had all them picks and whatnot. And then that 1 year y'all beat us, and then
that was like the last time we played there was our 5-7 season, and we lost all those games by like a possession, and that was Sark's first year.
Y'all lost the year with Quinn.
Yeah, that was Sark's first year, wasn't it?
No, second year. First year was Casey Thompson.
That was Quinn's first year. We went 5-7 that year, right? Didn't we lose a lot of games by like 1 possession?
Y'all went 8-5 that year.
8-5.
Yes, because y'all had a chance to go to the Big 12 title, and that's when TCU beat y'all here.
That's when homeboy got hurt, Jonathan Brooks.
No, that was the year y'all won the Big 12. That was the next year.
Is when he got, because I thought we played TCU at home that year.
The year Jonathan Brooks got hurt is when y'all played TCU there, because Catton went to that game because it was by their house in Fort Worth. Because that was the game where Jordan Whittington sprinted back in like
the fumble.
Yes.
Got it. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah, but last time we played them,
Anyways,
that boy ran up the tunnel saying F Texas. Woo!
You talking Ollie Gordy, bro?
Yeah.
Is he still in the NFL, man? Like
biggest downfall.
Bro, he should have. Bro, that's what we say, bro. As a running back, you have to leave. Like if you have a good grade, you have to leave.
Yeah, that second season, I mean, how many times we bet on his over and it never hit because we were like, it's got to be this week. It's got to be this week.
Yeah, he played, bro. It was bad.
We bet on a lot Oklahoma State last year, like the receivers.
Oh, shit, we're finna bet on them this year.
Oh, probably.
I think they're gonna be good though. So, but yeah, real quick, we got 30-second team checks. Steve might like this one. This will be for you, Steve.
Baylor, 30 seconds.
10. What does DJ Lagway need to be for Baylor to jump into the top half?
Better than he was last year.
He just has to play like he's capable of. Now, will he do that? We'll see. I mean, I haven't heard anything.
I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna say no. He just has to stay healthy because that's been his biggest thing is not staying healthy.
He has to stay healthy, and
because even when he was at Florida and he started, like I don't think he was ever healthy.
No, he always looked like he was limping. Always. And he got to change his swag up, bro. He can't be having that little boiling mouthpiece bullshit he be having. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm like, bro, like, please, like, stop with that. Stop, bro. Stop with that. Stop with that.
He ain't worried about the looks. He worried about the points on the field.
That's fair, but that just is not fly.
I think he just has to stay healthy. That's all it comes down to is that. I mean, that's hindered his career at Florida. I mean, granted, it was only 1 year, but even then, like, what was it? In the summer or fall camp, he got hurt, or he got hurt before the season, and then he just didn't play, and then came time to play, and he was just hurt while he was playing.
Yeah, it's been an issue. It's definitely been an issue. Sorry, Cincinnati, 2 preseason all Big 12 offensive linemen. Is the line good enough to raise the whole offense? I mean, I don't really know too much about Cincinnati. I would say yes, and I'm gonna keep this short just because if you have 2 all Big 12 offensive linemen, then you probably have enough guys to raise the level of the offense, especially in this conference.
Yeah, but they lost their quarterback.
Yeah, they did.
Seems like they would have lost him regardless, but
yeah, we'll see. I mean,
because it was Sorsby, right?
It was Sorsby, and Sorsby was, I mean, the reason why they were winning a lot of the games they did. I don't know if we played Sorsby or not. If OU did.
Nebraska did. No, I don't think. Well, actually, I might have. No, I don't think y'all did.
Real quick,
it was at Cincinnati, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was with DG. Real quick, 5 most college bet overs according to BetMGM. I just saw a tweet. Oklahoma over 8.5, Colorado over 4.5, Nebraska over 5.5, UCLA over 6.5.
Did you say 4.5?
For who? Colorado, yes.
Oh my goodness.
Michigan State over 4.5.
4.5. It's insane.
They just gotta go 5 and 7.
Kansas London game versus ASU is a unique swing point. Bar or so a rebound. Don't know what that means, but
don't know what that means.
I mean, I think this game should not. I don't think this game should be played in London as a conference game. That's kind of nuts. I mean, I guess Dublin last year was a conference game, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. It was wait, was it Kansas State, Iowa State, or who was it?
Yes, it was Kansas State, Iowa State, because that's where Avery Johnson's dad went viral.
Yeah, him and his brother.
His brother, yes.
Yes. I don't think they should be conference games. There's just there's just too much on the.
Yeah, I hate that
just too much.
I mean, even last year, bro, and I know they got to spend a week or two there, but it's like when you have your first game there, neutral site overseas, like, and if you lose, especially last year, because both those teams, I think that game was ranked. I'm pretty sure Iowa State and K-State were ranked. So it's like that just is like, I just feel like that's just too detrimental to both their seasons. Like if whoever loses that game, yeah, it's not over, but it's like, damn, first game is a conference game and it's against one of the presumed top dogs in the conference.
Luckily, your conference is gonna have a lot of losses, so it's gonna help you like
cannibalize itself.
You just have to worry about BYU losing. That's it.
You
know
gotta-
Tech's
you
not
gotta-
going to lose that many games. You just have to hope BYU loses some games.
You got to lose 2 games max, and then hope you beat the right people, or like they lose to the right people or whatever, so you can go. That's really the case. But
I mean, I don't think Kansas is going to beat Arizona State, but
you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. West Virginia, real quick. Cam Cook, I think, will be one of the best running backs in the country.
Shout out Cam Cook, man.
Shout out him. Stony Point, sacrifice training. You know what I'm saying? Shout out the boy, man. Pflugerville, Round Rock area. And then also Michael Hawkins. You know what I'm saying? Hot take. Michael Hawkins going to be better than J.A. That's I don't know. That's just what the streets say.
Not from what I've seen.
Nah, he looked good at West Virginia. He finna go crazy when Rich Rodriguez running that zone read. He might throw for like 160 a game and run for like 110. That's all I need.
If he couldn't start over him, I don't know what to say.
I mean, he did technically take Jay's job and then lost it.
It wasn't much of a job to take.
He lost it. You know what I'm saying? He lost it.
You say we could. He also
got one of our receivers hurt last year.
I ain't gonna go into that.
Dude, bro, you remember when he threw that ball into the stands and the dude hit the
wall? Yeah.
Yes, bro.
That's y'all's fault. Having that wall right there. What?
Bro.
With no padding?
Yes, but that has literally never happened either. So like that's why I was just like,
yeah, that's how bad y'all's quarterbacks are.
That was bad.
I'll say we can't develop.
Please.
All y'all's good quarterbacks come at the portal under BV.
That's okay.
But we can't develop.
He's a defensive guy though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm waiting on this. You know what I'm saying?
It don't matter if you're a defensive or offensive guy. Nick Saban's a defensive guy, and look at him.
I mean, let's be honest though. Nick Saban was not really developing anything besides he had running backs.
Did his quarterbacks get drafted?
They had like one receiver.
Yes or no?
Yes, and none of them are good. The best one is probably Tua, and he's literally not good in the NFL.
Jalen Hurts.
But
Matt Jones played good last year.
Jalen Hurts that's that DNA. You know what I'm saying? Mac Jones is decent. He's decent.
He played good last year.
Yeah, he's decent, but he's not a starter though. So like,
he should.
I mean, yeah, but you can't be good if you don't start though.
Yeah, but that's because he did bad at New England.
Yes.
And then which was a great team to go to, which a great coach to go to, Kyle Shanahan, but he revamped his career over there in the 49ers, and look what he did.
I could see Mac Jones being a starter.
Bro, he can start
at some point.
Let's see. He could start the Giants. You know Jackson Dart's going to get hurt. He could start the Falcons. He can start the Raiders. I mean, there's some other teams. That's off topic, but there's a lot of places he can start. Browns.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
We'll see.
He's not that bad.
He's not that bad. He's not that bad. Colorado, the hype is gone. Does lower expectation help Deion and Julian Lewis? I'm going to say yes, because I think Colorado will be actually better than people think, because I do like their offense. I like the go-go offense. I think they're going to be good offensively and good enough to at least compete in winning games. Now, I don't know. We'll see, because they do look small on social media, so I don't know over time, but we'll just have to kind of see. Iowa State, I have literally zero clue about besides Matt Campbell left. I do think they're going to be horrible. It just is what it is. I feel bad for that program because they kind of felt like they had probably like a lifer there, and he ended up leaving. And he could have left multiple times before that. So, but the right job came available, and he ended up taking it and taking his whole team with him. So we'll see if Iowa State stays where they were at, or if they go back to what they used to be, which was, cellar dweller in the Big 12. All right, real quick, some preseason little rankings. You just got. I'm going to highlight the names that stick out to me. Fafita at QB, you got L.J. Martin and Cam Cook at running backs. Receivers, Amari Miller, Amari Thomas, and then Wyatt Young from Oklahoma State. Tight ends, Terrence Carter Jr. And then we're going to go to defensive line and just defense in general. I mean, Tech has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players alone on the defensive side of the football. BYU has 2 on the defense, or 4 on the defensive side of the football. And then Baylor because I got to highlight Baylor for Steve. Only has one player on here, and it's the punter. So
not even
we'll
DJ
see.
Lagway?
Nope.
That's crazy.
At least not for first team. Yeah, I know. So real quick,
Drew Mestamaker over DJ Lagway for newcomer of the year. That is crazy.
I believe it.
Wow.
He's a better. I mean, he's a better NFL prospect right now.
I don't know.
No, he is, bro. I mean, people are. The tape doesn't say that. The tape says he is.
But like again, look what DJ had to deal with, and then his injuries. Like it just wasn't a good situation all around. His coach literally got fired. Like his coach is going with him to a better school. One coach got fired and went to a lesser school.
Oh, for sure. But this dude also didn't even. You know, it's crazy. He didn't even start in high school. Dude played on JV, which is insane to me. Like I said, I think the comp with him is Josh Allen. Who?
Drew?
Is he from Austin? I don't know. But I think the comp with him is Josh Allen.
From like Vandergrift or something like that, or
maybe. Let's see. Yeah, he went to Vandergrift.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Oh, I gotta rock with him for real now. That's live. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Shout out Drew, man. Shout out another man. Look at it. Look at Austin all on here. We got two Syntex boys first team Big 12.
And the SEC.
Well, not Cam Cook. He wasn't first team, but
yeah. SEC, I mean, then, Prince Will.
And Prince Will. Yeah, and then you got Leonard Moore at Notre Dame.
Oh,
the corner. So I mean, hey, shout out, man. Shout out. I think Satanga went to Westlake for a little bit.
What the hell?
Yeah, he was friends with because him and Cade Klubnik are cool. Yeah, because his dad was a track coach at A&M for a while. Isn't that crazy? Random.
So why would he not go to? Oh, that's crazy.
Hey man, he ended up moving to Arkansas, and then that's why he went there first. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he lived in. I'm pretty sure he went to Westlake for like at least a year. I remember like looking that up. I was like, what the hell? But anyways,
on to the predictions.
Yeah,
I mean, I think we all know the Big 12 champion. It's Tech. Yeah, I don't think that's.
Yeah, it's Tech as well.
Title game, I'm gonna go Tech BYU. It's gonna be the same as last year.
I'm gonna go Tech Oklahoma State. Just taking a swing at it. Yeah. I'm just gonna take a
dark horse Oklahoma State.
Dark horse Houston.
Most overrated BYU.
Ooh. Most overrated Arizona.
I was gonna say Arizona too. Most underrated.
I'm gonna try to not pick it. Okay, that's a good one. I was gonna say I'm gonna go with Baylor. Yeah. I'm gonna go okay, one of those two. I'm gonna go Baylor, West Virginia. Just change it up.
Offensive player of the year. Say Drew.
I'm gonna go Cam Cook.
Defensive player of the year. Got to be somebody from Tech. No,
I'm gonna just name some D linemen from Tech. Adam Trick.
Got to be somebody. I'm not. I mean, this is a conference that does not play defense, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna.
Best QB, Drew Mestamaker.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Drew as well.
College football teams from the Big 12 won.
You said one?
Yeah. To make the playoffs?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go one as well. It'll just be the champion. There's gonna be too many parity. You're also gonna have some teams with some out of conference losses like Oregon, Oklahoma State, Arizona State plays Mississippi State. Like, there's gonna be some teams that are gonna lose some games. So, we'll skip that real quick. So lately, what's been coming on before we close this podcast up, we need to touch on this real quick.
Oh, BYU plays Notre Dame. Yeah, that's a loss. I mean, it's out of conference, but
it's going to hurt them though. You know, I mean, it could, if they win, that'll be great for them, but I just don't think that's happening.
I mean, I don't think they're going to lose a regular season game. I mean, a conference game.
Dude, they don't play Tech?
No, they play.
What are the ones that are like
Arizona, at TCU, Iowa
They can
State,
lose both of those.
Arizona
I mean, they're
at
projected to
home.
be top. They're no, probably not.
Yeah,
But
at TCU, which I get
they
maybe
could lose.
that
They could
one.
lose that game.
Uh, at home against Iowa State, at Central Florida, uh, versus at home versus Arizona State, at Utah, at home against Baylor,
They
at
could lose. They could
Kansas.
use the Utah one
Well,
also. It's a rivalry too.
And then at home versus Cincinnati.
Yeah, schedule's pretty easy. I mean, literally they should be favored in every game besides.
So
Notre
it might
Dame.
be two.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they're going to get. Actually, no, let that happen.
They'll
All
have
them
one
years they've been
conference
crying.
lost.
All them years they've been crying. They want to get in. But that's the
want them to
thing
get in
is,
the playoff?
and get that. Because if they lose to Notre Dame and they lose to Tech and just get bent over, like that should be enough to tell you.
Bro, the sad part is I'm probably going to go for them against Notre Dame because I just hate how they're not in a conference. So I'll probably go for BYU. Unfortunately.
I can't.
I just don't fuck with that. Like
Notre
Dame plays 3 hard.
At least Notre Dame is
year.
good. Like is actually good.
Yeah, they're good. Like they're low key my pick to win the Natty just because they got the easiest path. They're gonna be the freshest. Like
BYU is like actually not good.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay, real quick, we're gonna wrap this up for you guys. Sorry, it's a little longer, but hey, we're almost to the season where it'll be a lot more cut and dry. It'll be news and predictions
and why we lost.
Yes. But anyways, college football eligibility chaos. NFL players are coming back. Actually, today when I was making this, the Big Ten and SEC and ACC are planning to, which I think they got passed. Yeah, it looks like it looks like unanimous. And it looks like the Big Ten started it first, which is kind of annoying because the Big Ten is kind of spearheading everything lately. But I'm also not mad because this needed to happen. So Big Ten, ACC, Big 12.
Well, kind of. SEC made a statement yesterday. Now, it wasn't as far as to go ahead and say that you can't come to our conference, but it was kind of along the lines of them, teetering towards that. I just think the Big Ten's in a position to where they have to be the first ones to make them look better.
Yeah, and it looks like that it hasn't officially happened outside the Big Ten. They're the first people to officially do it. Now it looks like the SEC, ACC, and Big 12 have to meet. Obviously, the real issue probably in the Big 12. I don't think the ACC is going to have an issue, but the Big 12 issue will probably be. I'm sure Tech will probably try and fight it, just because. And then the SEC clearly we've seen. I don't think Texas would trip. Like obviously, they got an offensive lineman, but I don't.
But he's probably not even going to play like that.
Yeah, but now with the players that LSU got, I think will play. I think the tight end will be tight end too, and will play a lot. And I think the defensive lineman will play a lot as well. I mean, we just saw the list with the
Lane was literally calling the head coach's phone to ask him, is he gonna play? Is he gonna get cut?
Come on, bro. And listen, at the end of the day,
did you see? This is off topic, but did you see that Ole Miss had the FBI come in to make sure the place wasn't bugged after Lane left? I saw that. I don't know how true it is. You
wouldn't put it past them, huh?
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Nah, but seriously though, I'm not mad at them for coming back because as a player and a person in this situation, if you know you're not good enough to play in the NFL and you're going to get cut, and however your former college or a college comes to you and they're like, hey, you can play another year, maybe potentially improve your draft stock. And it's all messy because they introduced the 5-for-5 rule super late. So you kind of do have to give these players opportunity. But as a player, I would be like, well, damn, I'm not going to make this team. But if I can go back to college and make, $600 to $800 to maybe potentially $1 million plus in NIL money for one season, and this might be the most money I ever make in my lifetime at once, why would I not do it? So you can't really fault them for doing it. The problem is the rules in the league is broken. I don't think it's fair to the players that are currently on the staff that have currently went through off-season workouts, fall camp, all this stuff to have a guy that was, clearly they were good in college. If you're good in college enough to get signed as an undrafted free agent, you didn't suck in college. You just might not be NFL level. But to come back and play in college, it's just unfair to these guys, and especially the younger guys, because now with these roster caps, you're going to probably have to cut someone off the roster because you didn't plan for this.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the second time is like, you're kind of like halting the development of players because you can't, like, these players that are going to come back from the NFL, like, I'm sure players like, oh, you got to come back and you got to beat the guy out. Like, no, they're going to promise them that probably a lot of playing time, or they're going to start. That just is what it is, you know?
How much better do you think they got just being in the NFL organization for that little amount of time?
Personally, I think you don't really improve that much from a physical standpoint. Now, maybe like the X's and O's and things like that, and going against certain competition, you might improve a little bit. But I just think like there's no upside outside of like extra body, extra skill set. And then maybe if you're, for example, because like for me, offensive and defensive line, I love it because it's like, hey, like even for my team, we can always take bodies. People get hurt. And experience, offense and defensive lineman is always a plus. Like they don't have to be the best player, but being a grown man playing against 18, 19-year-olds is that you have an advantage. It just is what it is. I mean, that's what happened with Indiana last year. They had multiple defensive linemen. I think they had a safety that was 24 years old. Like, it just is what it is. And honestly, like the more I've been hearing about this, and shout out Shotgun Formation and Cole, because he always talks about it. But the more I hear about this, the I do discredit the Natty more and more. Every time I hear like the ages of players they had on the roster, because I'm just like, all right, bro, like your average age was 22.3, then yes, you should have been doing that, you know? But yeah, man, I think it's just crazy how much football's changed. I mean, since me and Carlos started this podcast, like we never thought we would see people literally
Coming
go to
back
the draft
to college
and come back. And there's been plenty of players that me and Carlos loved in college that weren't that good in that weren't able to cut it out and play in the NFL. Like, you know, like Jaron Kanek, right? I mean, he got drafted in the 7th round. I think he was gonna make the roster because he's just played a lot of positions and he's super athletic for his size, but he tore his pectoral muscle. And like, would I take a Jaron Kanek back right now? Yeah, probably. Because I think now with the team we have, we could utilize him a certain way to, you know, actually protect him and maximize his skill sets. So
send him back to linebacker.
nah, we could actually use him like a fullback / tight end or like a H back, I think, you know. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's
If you take Jaden Ott back,
no. Like there's probably 2 players I'd take back for sure. Probably Kanek, and I'm thinking of guys that like went undrafted or 7th round. Maybe a Deion Burks, maybe, but I don't really know because like I kind of like our receivers we have now better. And then I'd probably take Dominic Williams back. Like I said, you can never and Fabechi, but Fabechi got drafted in the 3rd, 4th round. He probably will be the Texans starting center at some point this season. So it's like with certain players, like, yeah, Dominic Williams, undrafted free agent. Like I would take another defensive lineman that'll, you know, plug up holes and things like that. But another thing that I feel like hasn't been mentioned is the NIL piece. Like you got to pay these guys like more premium than a recruit. Like with the recruits outside of, you know, select few, probably pay them a couple mil, 2 mil, 3 million, right? Depends on who they are. But like a lot of guys, you can probably give them, you know, lower NIL and then give them a bunch of incentives. With these NFL guys, it's like you have to pay them premium, and now you're putting more premium money on your books when you probably were able to sign guys and bring guys in through the portal or high school because you're getting all these expensive players off your books.
Yep.
So I think that's something to consider too. Is like that's probably why you which I mean LSU looks like they're just going all in.
I just feel like once you leave, like that's it. Like you're gone.
I agree. And like Owen's situation is interesting because he did like enter to declare for the draft, but that's literally because they said he was out of eligibility. And like he was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go to the draft. I'm gonna get to the process. And then that's when Chambliss and all these other players started suing and coming back. And he was like, well, if they're doing it, I might as well. And to me, like, I think he had a legitimate reason. He lost his 5th year for playing 3 lacrosse games at Ohio State in a different sport as a walk-on there. Like, to me, that's not enough to take away his last year of football eligibility. Like, that makes sense. Like, I feel like there's a time and place. Now, but if you played, like Carlos said, 4 years of football and now with this 5-for-5 rule, whatever, then like if you declare,
Yeah,
and that 5-for-5, it just makes it hard because of this rule, because they just came out with this.
I don't even know why.
They just want to get rid of red shirts completely and just have 5 years.
Yeah, but that is the rule. It's just redshirted.
Yeah, but you can't play though after a certain point.
But I thought they changed the red shirt to 6 games, which is still a lot of games. And you're probably not going to play 6 games if we're being honest, because you're not going to play those conference games.
Unless people get hurt. Yeah. Or unless you're just good, which you're not going to redshirt if you're good.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I don't.
Yeah, no, and I agree.
I don't think the red shirt was bad. I mean,
neither do I. I do like the 5-for-5 rule, though.
And I
just
think
because we can play more people.
The only thing they could have changed with the red shirt is the bowl game doesn't count.
Yes, I agree.
That's it.
And I really like it, because I like the 5-for-5, because like we've been saying, with Jermaine Bishop, with the Jonathan Hatton, with some of these guys on our roster, that we think can contribute and actually help us win conference games. It's awesome to be like, damn, well, they balled out this year. And if they're good, like, and me and Carl's mind, we probably only expect to have these guys 3 to 4 years. But
3 years.
Let's say they ball out this year and then like they get hurt or something. We're like, oh, well, he still has 4 more years or whatever. So, yeah, I'm excited, bro. Any final thoughts, Carlos? You got anything for week 0?
Nah, man. College football's here, man. Hey, it's time to make some. Hey, it's time to make some bread.
Yeah, this year we're trying to get paid for real. I told Carlos, no games, bro. I'm all in. I'm locked in.
$1 million minimum.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get us right.
$1 million minimum. Right. But nah, man, I ain't got nothing else to say, man. I'm just excited for the season. We got 1 more week for us. This weekend is week 0, but the real games don't start till next week.
Yes, sir.
So I am excited for that. I'm excited for week 0. Don't get it twisted. You still got some big names playing week 0. You got USC, you got North Carolina, TCU,
NC State,
Virginia. You got a good game in South Dakota State and Jacksonville State.
Yeah. Stanford, Hawaii game should be good at night.
Hawaii, yeah. Colorado play?
Nah, week 1.
Week 1. Yeah, man. There's some exciting football this weekend. But as always, man, that'll do it from our boys over here at Opinionated. As always, catch you next time. Okay, dude. I didn't even say anything.
No, I just went like this, but I didn't even realize what I was doing. That was actually an accident.
No, it was not. No, it was not. No, because of the way that I always end it, and you just want to premature. So let me drop these horns down real quick.
No, I swear, I wasn't thinking, bro.
With your son in the background, with his collar on.
Hey, shout out my son, man.
Real Texas
my
son.
Son. I mean, he is Texas. Literally named after the coach, man.
Yeah. And you want to do that while he's in the room? That's just disrespectful.
I just got to let him know. Got to let my dog know.
Anyways, man, as always, welcome.
Boomer.